mushrikun expressing their amazement, that they were astounded that how is it possible that one man from amongst us, he's receiving wahi. And we spoke about how rational and logical sending revelation, sending a Rasul is. So after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then almost as a proof to that, that if you look around you, that a being who has created this world with such meticulous precision, of course that being also, when he sends someone to you to tell you what is right, what is wrong, then that is very rational. That's something which is obvious. So, إِنَّ رَبَّكُمُ اللَّهِ, indeed your Lord is Allah, الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, the one who created the skies and the earth. So introduce Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, introducing himself to humanity, to people. And how? فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ, despite the qudra and the power and ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring things into existence instantaneously, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this world in a time frame. This time frame, the Quran Kareem says that the earth and skies were created in 6, the word ayyam is used. Ayyam is the plural of yawm. Today, before also, yawm would also be used in the meaning of day. So now, sittat ayyam, 6 days, that's one translation that people will make. Over here, they say 6 heavenly days. These are based on different tafsir of this. That is it day as in how we understand day, and the 24-hour cycle between the morning and the night, one complete cycle of that. So is it 6 of those? Or is it 6 heavenly days? وَإِنَّ يَوْمًا عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ كَأَلْفِ سَنَةٍ, as the Quran says. وَإِنَّ يَوْمًا عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ, one day by your Lord is as if it's 1,000 years. 1,000 years of this world. So this is one tafsir, they have 6 heavenly days mentioned here, meaning equivalent to 6,000. Others say that sittat ayyam, just the idea is that there was a certain time frame in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did this. Why? What's the hikmah in this? What's the wisdom in this? The wisdom in this is that in this world, the human beings will live in this alam, in this realm. So here, humans need to understand something called time management, tadbir, organization. So the khalq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what He does for that realm, that's also consistent with what will happen in this world. So everything in this world has a stage of tarbiyah. Tarbiyah means from its inception to its end. There are stages that it goes through. In this world, things don't come about instantaneously, right? You're not just born as an adult. There are stages you go through. 9 months in the womb of the mother, then an infant is born. Then after that, slowly the infant starts walking and talking, and then becomes older. And then time comes where you start being able to separate what we call sinnu tamyiz, that you can separate between things. Still not baligh, still have not reached age yet. Then puberty, and then after that older, and then your mind matures even more, and physically these are all stages that a person goes through. So this world, from its inception, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created like this, over time. That is the law in this world, in this realm. It will not be instantaneous. Jannah is otherwise. In Jannah, there comes a hadith that a farmer will want to farm, so he puts his seeds and waters, and instantaneously his crops grow. A person wants food in this world, you have to go to the store, or previously you go slaughter the animal, then you cook the animal, marinate the animal, cook the animal, wait for it an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, then after that you get to eat. In Jannah it's not like that. Someone wants it, as soon as you want it, you desire something, it comes about instantaneously. So this world is not that of instantaneousness. From its inception, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept it. So we shouldn't want and expect instantaneous desires in this world either. It's about the akhirah. You have to wait in this world. So في ستة أيام. Then ثم استوى على العرش يدبر الأمر. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala befittingly He settled, so to say, istawa ala arsh is not physical. Istawa, some people translate it physically. This is not, Allah Ta'ala does not physicality. Because physicality, body means that you have to be in a space. Now Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala creates space, zaman and makan. Allah Ta'ala creates time and space. So that means that the space has to be covering him, encompassing him as well. So Allah Ta'ala is beyond space and time. Our understanding does not go to that. Because the only thing we can understand is things within space and time. What we can rationalize is that there is a being which has to be beyond the space and time. Because then it doesn't make sense that you created space. So that's a necessary conclusion, that if you created space, that means space could not have been there. Space is not there, then you're not something which is contained physically. So ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى عَلَى الْعَرْشِ يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرَ. اسْتَوَى عَلى الْعَرْشِ يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرَ. Meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He conducted every affair. What will happen? Tadbir, the word tadbir in Urdu, you also may you have this usage, you use it yourself. Tadbir, you used to say to plan something, right? Tadbir means that you plot something. In Arabic, tadbir comes from the word dal, ba, ra. These are what we call the huruf asliya, the root letters. This denotes the end of something. So what does it mean to plan tadbir? That considering its end, where you want it to be, where the eventual goal is, that's how you plan for it. Considering what will happen towards the end, what's the final destination, that's what it means to plan, right? For example, if we're talking about building expansion, so if you say we want the building to look like this, so the plan has to lead up to that final stage. So yudabbirul amr, how everything will be at the end, the final intihab, everything, how it needs to be. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so such and such thing will receive, such and such place will receive so much sunlight, such and such place will receive so much rain, so much rizq will be given here, food over here, water to children over here, everything how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants it to be. Allah ta'ala did tadbir and tanfeed of those umur. مَا مِن شَفِيعٍ إِلَّا مِن بَعْدِ إِذْنِهِ. Now part of that also is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is completely independent in this. Because this is speaking to the mushrikun of Mecca. So how is it possible? Allah ta'ala sent wahi to this man, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that we are that being, Allah is that being who did all of this by himself. Except to such an extent that no one's intercession can even be accepted except after his permission. Meaning there's no force on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all. Who can be coerced and who can be forced? The one who needs. The one who needs him. Otherwise, why do you have to give in to someone else? The reason why you feel compelled that you must, even if you don't want to, you feel that it's not the right thing, then why would you give in to someone, to a being? The only one that needs to give in to it is the one that feels compelled. The one that also has a need toward that person. But if you don't listen to him, what will others say? But why do you care what others will say? Because that affects you. Because they may harm you. Because they may remove you from your seat. They may not vote you in next time. So because of public pressure, family pressure, societal pressure, allies pressure, all these various pressures that people feel, because they are in need. They're not independent by themselves. So مَا مِن شَفِيعٍ إِلَّا مِن بَعْدِ إِذْنِهِ. Allah is not such. No one can intercede except if He allows for that intercession. So Allah Ta'ala accepting intercession is through His own karam, His generosity. Allah being generous upon ibad. ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ. This is the style of the Quran al-Kareem, that before ibadah, Allah Ta'ala shows His sifat al-rububiyyah, your need towards Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So you understand who Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is, so then you do His ibadah and His ibadah only. So it makes sense to you, why am I prostrating to Allah? Why am I serving Allah? Why should I only worship Allah? Because He's the one that created everything. He's the one that's ultimate. He's the one that has all qudra and all power. So it doesn't make sense for me not to worship Him, nor does it make sense for me to worship anyone or anything else. Both are answered in one. Why should I worship Him, and why I should not worship anyone, anything else? ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ أَفَلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. The Quran Kareem always brings people towards being mindful. Think about it, what's around you. As we say, that Islam is not against thinking. We want people, if you think impartially, you'll come to Islam. you'll come to Tawheed. You'll come to accepting the Sa'ah. You'll come to knowing that there will be a Qiyamah. As long as it's impartial. So, فَلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. Do not think, do not use your mind. This is what the Quran al-Kareem is calling us to. We make dua that Allah Ta'ala gives us understanding. Subhanallah. Subhanallah.